Hi, I'm Robert Monge, an instruction librarian at Western Oregon University. Let's create a box plot in Google Sheets. Box plots are also known as whisker plots or candlestick plots. For this example, I want to see what the distribution is for the imaginary number test scores for periods first, second, and third. In order to create a box plot, I need to set up these following columns: variable name, minimum, Q1 or quartile 1, Q3 or quartile 3, and maximum. Starting with the variable name, which in this example is the imaginary number test scores. The next four items I will use a formula to determine. For the minimum, it's equals min parenthesis. You highlight the data. Close parenthesis and enter. For the quartile 1, it's equal quartile parenthesis, highlight the data, comma, 1, close parenthesis. For quartile 3, it's similar to quartile 1, equals quartile, parenthesis, highlight your data, comma 3, close parenthesis, and then the maximum is equal max, parenthesis, highlight your data, close parenthesis. Now that you have your data in your columns calculated, highlight just the data. Do not include the headers. From the top toolbar, go to Insert, Chart. Google Sheets thinks that this is a bar graph, but on the right-hand side under Chart Type, you want to select the drop-down menu and come down to the Other options. Google Sheets calls this a candlestick chart, but this is also a box plot or a whisker plot. On the right-hand side, you want to select Customize. If that doesn't come up, you can select the three dots and Edit Chart. Customize will let you make adjustments to your box plot. The most important ones are chart and axis titles. Now this is a little bit unusual for the other graphs in that there's already been a horizontal axis added, and you will make the adjustment to that from the horizontal axis. But the chart title and the vertical axis you do from the chart and axis titles option. I'm going to start off with the chart title. I've labeled this imaginary numbers test score periods 1 through 3. Down here you can make adjustments to it. I'm going to change the font to Arial and the size to 16. I'm going to bold and center. And last, I'm going to change the text color to black. Since it already has the horizontal axis, I'm going to add the vertical axis. I labeled this %. I'm going to change the font to Arial, the size to 14, and I'm going to change the text color to black. Since I already have the horizontal title, I'm going to make those changements under the horizontal axis. I'm going to change that to Arial and the font size to 14 and the text to black. On the vertical axis, even though now I have the font the way I want that, I can change the minimum and maximum value that is shown. So I don't have a lot of scores that are below 50. So if I make the minimum value 45 and the maximum value 100, then I get a better look at the minimum and the maximum values. The last element I'm going to change is the grid lines and ticks, and on the horizontal axis I'm not going to do anything. On the vertical axis I'm going to add in minor grid lines so I can get a little bit more nuanced value there. And now I have my box plot set up. I'm going to select the 3 dots and copy chart. I'm going to open up a Google Sheet and I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste. You can also use Ctrl+V on your keyboard. You will have 2 options, link to spreadsheet. If you want to see how this works, watch the video on this guide. I'm going to select Paste Unlinked. This is the easiest way to paste into a Google Doc. And now I've created a box plot in Google Sheets and copied it into a Google Doc.